Yeah, come here. Okay, great. I'm going to show you how to add a features tour to your Flutter application in just a couple minutes. You'll be thrilled with the result, and it's really easy to get set up. So let's get started. So the first thing we're going to do is I've got a brand new Flutter application. This is, I just ran Flutter create. I did this offline because it takes a couple minutes and I didn't want to hold up the video for that. But it's a brand new Flutter application. If we press this, the counter goes up. I've not changed anything else. Now we are going to do one thing, and we are going to install this package called features tour. So we can type flutter pub add features tour, or we can add features tour to our pub spec like so. Now that we've done that, we can come back to our application and we want to go to a stateful widget. So in our case, sorry, that's the wrong spot. We want to add our features tour controller as a property of our state. And then we give it a unique key. So this key helps make sure that you can have multiple tours and it manages them separately and all that stuff. So now that we have our tour controller, we need to create a method on our state called initState. And then we will say tour controller.start. Okay, and now we actually need to use our tour. So we have a couple items. We have this button right here and this text. So let's go ahead and put a tour around those. So what we'll do is we'll take the widgets that we want to put a tour around. I'm going to cut that. Features tour controller, index. So this is the index at which it shows up in the tour. We want the floating action button to show up first. So we'll put the index at 0. And then let's go ahead and put one around the counter as well. So if we do tour controller index 0 child paste, okay. And this technically works. There are a couple more properties we can mess with, but there's one that I really think we should set, and this is introduce. So introduce is the text that shows up when the item comes into focus in the tour. So I'm going to say tap this button to increase the counter value. And then we'll add one here that says introduce text counter value is displayed here. Now we can see our tour. So there's an introduction. You can change this title. You can change this text. It's all done via a configuration option. And I think there's an example here in the README. So set the default configuration. Yep. So you can set a global configuration for all of them. And then information on like setting tours within tours. It's helpful too. But yeah, this is the one I was looking for. So the introduce config here. This is the config that you're seeing right here. So you can use the introduce config to change these values. Anyways, there's plenty of documentation if you want to dig further into this, but let's go ahead and hit OK. So now this is a kind of a weird example because the floating action button's tucked in the bottom right corner right there, but you can see it says tap this button to increase the counter value and it's pulsing. Now if we hit next, you can see that the 0 is in focus and it says counter values displayed here. You can either tap on these buttons down here, or you can tap on the focused item itself. And that's kind of how you set up a tour to introduce people to your application. I know this is a kind of a weird example because it's just the demo application and it's very obvious how it works and how it should work. But I just built this into Luna Journal and pushed out a new release just the other day. And Luna Journal has a lot of features. So it was really helpful for a lot of people to kind of be introduced to those features one at a time, and then also some recommendations on how to best use them. So yeah, hopefully this was helpful. I love the tour that I added to my app. Hopefully you will enjoy the one that you've added to yours as well. If you found the video helpful, don't forget to like, subscribe, and if you ring the bell, you'll be notified whenever I post anything new related to Flutter, Go, or really any fun tech that I'm working with. Have a great day.